So during software development, there are several places where you can actually, several mechanisms you can actually use to generate a software bill of materials. The first one is before the build. That means some developers have specified in a manifest, okay, when you go to build, these are the things that I want you to include. So that's the developer's best guess at what they want to have in their build. Then the next step that you can have is actually during the build, have the systems that are building the software just register, okay, I've pulled in this, I've pulled in this, I've pulled in this, I've pulled in this, and generate an SBOM from there. Here's the problem with those two mechanisms, right? The first one is, I think this should be in their list. It's not confirmation that's exactly what got pulled in. And two, the way the software components are these days is that they themselves have multiple third-party dependencies, multiple dependencies that they've pulled in from open source repositories. Those are called transitive because they're not visible from that top layer of a manifest, right? So what you end up with is a whole bunch of dependencies that are being pulled in after the fact. And then there's another thing that happens. Okay, you've built the software, but you still need to package it together with all the things that go into help, all sorts of installers and help files and explainers and things like that. None of that gets listed on any manifest anywhere. And we've seen it a number of times. Anything from an image can be compromised and have malicious code built into it, to those installers or even those configuration files are ways in which a malicious actor can embed an attack, right? So this is why, from our perspective, if you want a very clear understanding of what you're going to either release to your customers or what you're getting from a vendor, you need to take a look at that package itself. And if you go to the next slide, let's give you some real world examples of what that blindness actually entails, right? So this is an example. This is 3CX, who we've worked closely with from the early days. Now, again, this is from that original compromise. It does not represent what they're doing today, okay? But it gives you a clear example that a total SBOM, which is what we created when we analyzed their whole software package, had 230 components in it. However, what was actually declared in their manifest was less than half of that. And if you look, this picture here is sorting by the most risky components. There isn't a risky component in the manifest. If you go to the next slide, please. All the risk and from that application, which caused just so many people so many problems those years ago, were not listed in the manifest. And most of them were from third-party components, not always open source components either, right? So again, if your starting point is a short list of things that you think have been put into the software, you're leaving yourself blind. And in many cases, that's where the key risk will actually reside, in something that you didn't intend to put in there.